So, if you live on the west coast of the United States this hell year 2020, or in Australia during the fires that rang in this nightmare of a decade, or even in Brazil during the Amazon fires, that child that still doesn't have an adult nearby might have asked you,
why is the sky on
friction
fire?
now you clearly know who that child belongs to, or rather which foul-mouthed writer has greatly influenced this child's vocabulary. This child could be referring to the orange in the sky of a sunset, because it does kind of make the sky look like it's on fire. Or they could be referencing the multiple horrible fires happening all over the world at greater frequency. Either way, the sky is on
friction
fire. Welcome to Bad Astra.
Fine, let's get some science content.
And it's exactly what it sounds like.
Stop!
We need to talk about polyamory.
I'm secretly a black hole.
Do they finally need me to captain a starship? Yeah, honey, that makes perfect sense.
Isn't physics fun?
Further study is needed. Let's start with the happier option for this question. Sunsets and sunrises. If you wake up early enough or stay up late enough in the day, you'll see that the sky changes color from blue to oranges and red, then to black, and does the reverse order in the morning. So if blue is the wavelength that is most easily scattered, why doesn't the sky stay blue during these parts of the day? Well, it is possible for these wavelengths to be so scattered that you just can't see them anymore. That's what happens during sunrises and sunsets. The angle of the sun relative to your position on the Earth is greater than that during the day at these times. That means the light has to travel through more atmosphere and bounce off more atoms to reach your eye. The shorter wavelengths scatter too much at this point, and all that's left are the wavelengths that haven't scattered as much, red and oranges. The redder the sunsets, the more particles in the atmosphere. This can include water vapor, dust, clouds, and pollution. There's an old saying that goes, red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. They're looking at the color of the sunset and sunrise to figure out the weather for the coming day. A red sunset signifies high dust concentration, which usually means high pressure and stable air coming in from the west. A red sunrise can signify either that high pressure system has passed, or that there's a higher concentration of water vapor and more clouds turning the sunrise red, so there might be a storm brewing and rougher seas.
That's not what I asked, Astra. The sky is on
friction
fire. It's orange in the daytime. Are we all gonna die?
Absolutely. We all die eventually. But to reference the fires directly, this is a serious issue. The orange sky observed all over the West Coast was caused by particles of smoke and ash from these fires going into the sky. The majority of particles from wildfires are made of carbons and hydrocarbons because charcoal and ash are what's left over after you burn trees and other organic materials. These particles preferentially scatter and even absorb shorter wavelengths, leaving only the oranges and reds to travel onward to your eye. It's a similar effect to that of a sunset. While a sunset is redder because the sunlight travels through a longer distance of atmosphere and encounters more particles, a smoke-filled sky is redder because the sunlight travels through a higher density of atmosphere and encounters more particles. Think of this new apocalyptic hellscape as an extra bonus sunset in the middle of the day that no one asked for. I should also point out that because there are so many carbons and hydrocarbons in the sky, it is incredibly difficult to breathe. So it's an extra bonus daytime sunset where you're suffocating on smoke and ash and death because the forests are on
friction
fire. Luckily, we all already had masks because of the already happening apocalypse.
Listen, I may or may not have a lot to live for. I don't know. I'm only 8. But are we all gonna die because the sky is on
friction
fire?
Not right now. Unless you ignore local leaders who tell you to stay inside so you don't suffocate or get lung cancer. Pay attention to your local air quality, especially if you have respiratory or heart conditions. But these fires have gotten so bad because of poor forest management and climate change, which, spoiler alert, is real, increases the frequency and severity of natural disasters like this, and we'll likely cross the point of no return by 2035 if we don't do something about it. But that's for a different video. The long and the short of it is, the orange sky is technically a sign of the end times for humanity. But you won't die. Yet. Astra out.